Welcome, everybody. My name is Gaurav Shekhar, and I'm the Senior Assistant Dean for the Graduate Programs here at the Naveen Jindal School of Management at UT Dallas. One of the best things that I can tell you right now that's happening with you is the excitement that's growing inside you about the prospect of doing a degree with us. When I was in your shoes several years ago, I had the same excitement, the butterflies about starting a new degree, a new program, going to a new place, making new friends, learning from some of the best faculties in the world, and growing personally, professionally, and taking that next step in my life that has led me to several different places, all because of my time at UT Dallas. So I know that excitement. I share that with you, and I'm sure that the next few minutes, when we share more about our school, that will give you all the information that helps you make that decision, a decision which is very important, not just for you, but your family, your friends, and of course, what you do professionally from this point onwards. But before I talk about the Jindal School of Management, I really want to take you a few levels up and maybe start from where we are. It's very important to know the location in which you are. We are here in the state of Texas. Who hasn't heard about Texas? The Wild West. You talk about the Longhorns and all the oil rigs and whatnot. The great state of Texas, the big state of Texas. But Texas has so many other things to offer beyond what the Hollywood movies show about us. These two numbers that you see, 8 and 23. Now, some of you might think that, oh, this is the American style of putting a date. It's August 23rd that we're talking about. Not really. 8 and 23 are great numbers for us. Why? Because when you think about the size of the economy, and I want to take a few steps back, it is important for you where your next destination, your college, the university that you're going to is located, because the location makes a lot of difference. And we are in, I believe, the most thriving economy right now in the world. Texas, as a state, has an economy that's ranked number 8 in the world. So let's say if Texas was a country, it would be number 8 in terms of the size. When we talk about Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex, where we are located, we are right in the heart of it. It's number 23rd. So the 23rd largest economy in the world is where the university is located, which means any direction that I go from the university, I will have networking events. I'll have companies to work for. There are places to live, eat. Like, just spend your life, build your life in this place, because it's such a booming place that you have opportunities for anything and everything that you want to. Now, when you look at the US and you look at the East Coast, you see places like New York and all, and that's where the financial companies, it's like the financial capital of the world. You look at the West Coast, you have all your tech companies, all the tech boom that's happening is on the West Coast. But when you think of Texas, which is right in the center, right here in the center, it's a melting pot. It's a melting pot of so many different industries. So you don't have to stick to one particular industry. Again, you are possibly going to get transferable skills that you can apply to multiple domains and multiple industries. So it's very important to know where you are from a job prospect as well. And that's where Texas really is the place for people. In fact, one of the stats that really makes me very proud of our place, Dallas Fort Worth, is the fact that for the last 12 years, we have consistently added 100,000 jobs every year. And this speaks a lot about our location, our economy, the strength of the economy, the fact that there are so many jobs getting created, irrespective of where the world goes, whether it's on a boom or there is, a challenging market, Dallas continues to grow. So be assured that from the point of view that where you're going to do this degree, you're going to a good place. Talking about Dallas, it is, Texas is number one when it comes to the GDP growth year over year, but it's also the location for a lot of major sectors. You talk about transportation, aerospace, oil and natural gas, financial services, high-tech electronics, retail, energy. You've got their presence here. And this is not the exhaustive list. There are more sectors that are there, but just some of the big ones. In fact, we have 22 of the Fortune 500 companies that have headquarters here. In fact, KFC, who doesn't love KFC chicken? KFC just announced that they're going to move their headquarters less than 20 minutes away from the campus here at UTD. Uh, we have 45 plus organizations in the Fortune 500 that have a major office. In fact, when you talk about the banking industry, the banking and financial services, their major tech offices are all located in Dallas. In fact, our governor says it very appropriately, I believe, that Texas is the headquarter of the headquarters. But in terms of the population, and I believe the new census numbers, when they come up, we are close to 8 to 8.5 million people. But the best part is it doesn't matter which part of the world you come from, you have a community here. That speaks a lot about the place you're going to settle. So if you come here, you won't be the only person here. You will have folks that have come from the same place. You will have food, restaurants, things that you need to comfort yourself while you pursue this degree. So we talked about Texas, we talked about Dallas, and now the place of the hour that you all need to know about. This is one of the best aerial views of the campus. I love these pictures when they show up on different presentations or different parts of the campus. It just tells you that you're at a good place. When you look at a picture, it makes you happy. You are at a good place. When you look at students in the hallways, in the classrooms, at competitions, at events, grabbing a slice of pizza or a bag of popcorns, or just chilling out with one another, sitting, talking, laughing, you are at a good place. And that happens day in and day out, 24/7 at UT Dallas. Even very late in the evening, you will still find some students somewhere around the building, either working on a project, homework, or just catching up after a long day. We just inaugurated a 15,000 square feet arena for esports. We are the #1 esports program in the country, and we have got such a big facility. Again, if you're a gamer, you are into esports, that's your place. And that's just one example of what you can do outside of your classes here at UTD. Specifically talking about the Jindal School, we've got about 30,000 students in the university, and about 10,500-ish of them are in the Jindal School. There's a 45-55% split when it comes to grads and undergrads. But we have close to 400 faculty members that are there teaching tons of courses every semester. And the best thing is we are so interdisciplinary in nature that it's not like that you are stuck to a few choices. You have so many choices that, I don't know, sometimes our students say that, it's easy to find a movie on Netflix than to choose a course just because there are so many options. And it's a good problem to have. And that's where our wonderful faculty, staff, and everybody comes in to help you in terms of making sure that you have picked up the right things. Talking about the faculty and talking about what we do in the Jindal School, one of the things we are very proud of is our rankings. Now, there was a time I would say, well, on this ranking, we are ranked X, or on that ranking, we are ranked Y. Now I say, pick up any ranking and you'll find us in the top tier. In fact, very recently, we were ranked #1 for our online MBA programs in the country. We are #2 in the world as a business school when it comes to research. That's a big, big achievement. And we have kind of held on to that spot because when you talk about the research that our faculty are doing and the places they're publishing it, they're publishing it at the top in the top journals, from where the industry picks up ideas, they pick up proof of concepts, and then they operationalize it into products. And our faculty, day in and day out, are publishing there. Now, remember, these people, when they publish, they also teach classes. They teach you. They are in classes with you. You also get to work with them if there is any kind of sync between your objectives as a student and their objectives as a faculty member. You can work on researches. This kind of environment is very, very conducive for your growth. And that's exactly what we try to do here at the school. As far as our faculty members are concerned, there are a lot of faculty members who also are part-time with us, but they're working their full-time jobs in the industry. So some of the best things that they do is what is happening in the industry is brought into the classrooms. You want to stay ahead of the curve. And some of the ways is that, yes, you do your own research, you read, whatever is being published around, you keep track of the news and everything. But I think nothing surpasses a guide, a good teacher. And that's what we provide you all the time. Through our student organizations, student life is important for us. There are more than 400, 450 student orgs around UT Dallas. For any kind of hobby that you can think of, there's a student org. And guess what? In case you don't find one, you can start one. That's what we always encourage our students to do, because this is first-hand experience when it comes to your leadership training. But the student experience, the student life part is easy. There are so many events that are happening on a daily basis that we sometimes get complaints from students that there is too much to do and there is too less of a time. We would any day take that, because it means that you have, if you want to be engaged to the nth degree, you have the opportunity to do that. The number of competitions, events, lectures, and then not to forget, there's so much of free food that's available through these events that our students love to join whosoever is organizing these events, to make sure that number one, they are networking, they're socializing, they know what's happening around the world around them, and of course, it's good to engage. So there are tons of engagement opportunities that we have. Our mentoring programs that we run through our industry executives. Imagine a C-level person becoming a mentor for the entire semester. That happens a lot in the Jindal school, a lot. Every week they'll give you 30 minutes to an hour to talk to you about your goals and help you help you chart those paths and mentor you to whatever extent you need to. So I think at the end of the day, as a student, you're very much at peace that you have the resources and you're able to use them well. All of this can be put together into internships when you're ready to take that next step and graduate and be in the professional world. You want to make sure you're doing what you always wanted to do. So getting you the right job, or even if you want to start a business, a company, there are resources at UT Dallas that help you. And it's not that you just graduate and we are done with you. We feel that our biggest opportunity lies with our labs. So yes, we do take care of you a lot while you are a student, but we take even more care of you after you graduate, because this is a lifelong relationship. Um, a lot of times when students are going through tough phases after they've graduated, the first place that they come back to is their school. They talk to their professors, they talk to their program directors, faculty, staff, whosoever is there. They talk because they feel that this is the place that will give us the support, the help that we need. And that's the relationship we cherish the most. That's the relationship we want to build with you when you come down to UT Dallas. I mean, I'm an alum of UT Dallas myself, and I know that the love and support that you get from all corners is hard to say no to. You cannot be at a position where you say, I don't want to engage with them anymore because they're just being too kind to me. But that's what we are. Talking about our options in terms of degrees, now at the graduate level, we've got 13 degree programs, out of which 10 of them are STEM designated. What does the STEM designation mean? It means STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This means that think about uh, adding these four components to a domain and then getting skills around these four components to augment business outcomes, or wherever you're going to work. A lot of employers are looking for STEM talent because they are embracing technology in a at a much rapid pace now. So they need people who can understand how technology can augment their businesses. They want people who understand the business elements. They want people who understand the technology aspect of things, and they want people who can marry the two together. So that's where the STEM talent is needed. The other important thing is, as an international student, by the way, every student gets 1 year of what we call optional practical training, which means with your student visa, you can work for 1 year after you graduate. You can work 1 year while you're a student as an intern, but after your graduation, it's 1 year. But if your degree has a STEM designation, right now you can get another set of 2 years of work authorization after that first year. So in total, after you graduate, you can work up to 3 years without needing any other sponsorship. Now, yes, people do go for other sponsorships like, the H-1B work visa, or they might apply for green cards and all. That's a later thing. But the fact that with the student visa itself, this ability to work comes bundled, it's a great benefit. Programs like accounting analytics, business analytics, energy management, finance, uh, fintech, IT management, management science, marketing, supply chain management, and systems engineering. They all have that STEM designation. In fact, business analytics and our information technology management program are our two largest program when we look at the grad side. But again, it's up to you which one you want to pick up, because all of them have great opportunities, great professors, a very big list of electives that you can choose from. I would say the structuring of the courses is very much alike in terms of, hey, do I have enough core classes and do I have enough electives? That's a yes for any program that you get to. We have some non-STEM options as well: healthcare, international management studies, innovation and entrepreneurship, and an MBA. A lot of times people, what they do is if they go for one of these options and they want the STEM benefits as well, they kind of bundle it with a STEM degree and do a dual degree. Doing a dual degree also comes with benefits because all our master's programs, by the way, are 36 credits, except for our MBA, which is 53. So let's say you had to do 2 degrees, 2 master's degrees. Simple math: 36 plus 36 is what? 72 credits? Not really. When you're doing a dual degree, 36 plus 36 becomes 55, which means in 55 credits and not 72, you can do a dual degree. Now, again, that's a decision you can take after you start your program here. You don't have to decide on that before, but we just wanted to share that with you. A lot of times people feel that, why shouldn't I just do an MBA? Because MBA by itself is 53 credits. But if you bundle it with a master's degree, you only have to take 27 credits to do an MBA. Again, another benefit, another reason for you to think about dual degrees if you have that in mind, because that saves you time, it saves you money, and you get 2 degrees. And trust me, it's worth it. If that's your goal, it totally makes a lot of sense. Again, a decision you don't have to make right away. Right away, you can think about maybe some programs that you want to go for, and we'll get you connected with the program directors so that you can talk to them about your aspirations, your questions about how to get in it. One thing is given: there are too many people here that are ready to sit with you on a one-on-one basis to help you understand everything, right from the time you apply to the time you have to enroll in classes. So never ever shy from asking for help here. Scholarships, you like the sound of that word? Everybody loves scholarships. Who says no to scholarships? We have 2 of them for us. This is a slightly wordy slide, but we just wanted to keep it this way so that if you wanted to just read through what is there. But I'll give you a quick crux of it. We have 2 of them: Dean's Excellence Scholarship and the Program Excellence. Both of them will give you, if you get them, $1,000. If you're an out-of-state student, which every international student is, what will happen is your tuition residency will change. Now, what does that mean? A student who's a Texas resident pays, say, X dollars. The student who's out of state, out of Texas resident, including international students, pays approximately 2x the tuition. When you get one of these scholarships, we change your tuition residency from an out of state to in state, which means you kind of get like a 50% discount on your tuition. Here, you get a scholarship in fall, and that says that you get the tuition benefits for 2 semesters, fall and spring. You're saving anywhere between $17,000 to $19,000 across the 2 semesters just from that discount that you get. That's a big saving on your tuition. The important thing to know about the 2 scholarships is the Dean's Excellence Scholarship here requires an official GMAT or GRE score. However, the Program Excellence Scholarship doesn't require any scores. Now, if you submit a score, you can still get it, but people who get a waiver can go for this scholarship as well. How to apply? There is one online form that we have that applies to both of them. You just submit one form, and we will see which is the best bracket that you fall into. Did I just say the word waiver? Because that's what we give you for your GRE and GMAT scores when it comes to application. So our GRE and GMAT scores are optional, which means if you don't submit them and you submit everything else, we will evaluate your application. However, if you end up submitting your GRE or GMAT scores, that will be factored into our decision. We will need a personal objective statement, which is an essay. Just tell us why this degree and how this degree is going to factor in your future. If you can answer those two questions, that's all we need. A single page, double spaced essay of it, be very to the point. Why this degree? How does this factor in your future? Answer those two questions well, and we are good. Want your resume? We also want your transcripts and your degree certificate. Now, unofficial copies will do, which means if you scan them and send it over to us, we will make the decision based on those copies. They are unofficial, but after you are admitted, we would require them from your institution. They have to be sent officially, which means don't never ever send your original documents. You always send attested copies. Uh, Either it comes through mail where your institution puts it into an envelope, they seal it, and they put their stamp on the seals, or there are some online services as well, like Parchment and True Copy, through which they can send it. Now, again, all this information will be shared with you separately as well, but we just wanted to mention that. Letters of recommendation. So if you have at least 2 years of experience, work experience, we just need one letter. But if you have less than 2 years of experience, we will need 3 letters of recommendation. Please make sure one of the letters is from a working professional. They may have worked with you, they may not have worked with you. That's okay, but they're a working professional. They're somewhere. You can also reach out to your professors, somebody who has seen your work. Now, don't ask your parents to write a letter of recommendation or your siblings to write one for you in their personal capacity, because of course they will be a little biased about what you have done, but that's what is love. But we appreciate that. We just don't want somebody who's directly related to you to write a letter. So do reach out to folks who you may have worked with, or your professors, and they will happily write one for you. But if you're having any troubles, please reach out to our office and we will help you in figuring out what's the best way to go for. In fact, in this whole process, anytime you get stuck, just a simple email will get us connected to you and will help you out. Don't just think that, oh, I'm stuck and I might never get to UTD because I'm stuck because of one thing. No. What is in our control, we'll make sure we take care of it. But going back to the application requirements, English proficiency test, which is TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, we accept those scores. Now, we have a list of 46 countries, and most of the African countries are also listed in this, for which we have given a waiver for this test. If the language of instruction in your undergrad is English, you get a waiver. So what you can do is just Google English proficiency test requirements, UT Dallas, and you will see this list of 46 countries. Just see if your country is there. For Africa, definitely most of the countries, almost every country is listed there. That is part of our pool. What are the deadlines for regular applications? So summer is March 1st, fall is May 1st, and then spring is October 1st. What do you do if you're not able to submit it by that day? Well, you can submit an application after the regular deadline as well, but it is only until the week before the start of classes. So let's take fall as an example. The classes begin in the 3rd week of August. So a week before. Until then, if you submit, we'll be able to render a decision. There would be a late application fee of $75. However, please make sure that you are applying to the right term, because for you, if you need, and because you're an international student, you will be needing a visa. You just can't get a visa a week before you start the classes if you have just applied then. You have to kind of work your timeline backwards from when you're starting your classes. So if you're starting in August, you have to think about at least 3 or 4 months before that time that you apply, you get the admission, because there are multiple steps after you get an admit where you request something called an I-20 that our International Students Office issues, which is then required for a visa interview, and then you get a visa interview. I mean, all these things require time. So factor at least 3, 4 months as an international student to come to the US from the time you're thinking you need to come here. Thousands of companies hire from us, but I wanted to just take a moment to recognize a few that have been hiring regularly, and they hire in big numbers. Southwest Airlines, they have their headquarters 25 minutes away from us. Deloitte, Lennox International, one of the top HVAC air conditioning companies in the US, their headquarters is right across the street from us. Tesla, Heard of that company? It's a big employer for UT Dallas. SAP, the Department of Defense, Essilor, all our glasses somewhere find their way back to this company, Essilor. Their headquarters, North America headquarters, is like 30 minutes away from us. Apple, PwC, FedEx, Texas Instruments. Who hasn't used their calculators? But Texas Instruments is, in fact, the founders of Texas Instruments founded UT Dallas, but they are right across the street from us. IBM, Ericsson, one of the giants in the telecom industry, their headquarters is like 20 minutes away. These are some of the big companies that hire regularly from us, but they are not the only employers. As I said, there are thousands of employers that hire from UT Dallas. I'm sure you have more questions, and there's only one email that can help you and guide you to all those answers that you need to. You just have to remember jindal.utdallas.edu. Feel free to send an email, and we will make sure we loop in the right people to help you. And you don't have to think about the time of the day to send this. If there's a question, just send us an email, and we'll be happy to connect with you. But hopefully, this information was helpful and you were able to think about UT Dallas in a more serious way. And I hope that you take that step forward, come on campus, join us, get your degree, and become part of this wonderful family that I and tens of thousands of us are part of, which we call the Jindal family. And we are very, very excited that you chose to be with us today to listen to what we had to offer. But let me tell you, the sky is the limit, and that's what we aim for. Our latest campaign says the future demands different, and we truly believe that we cannot be that different, that unique entity without you, because you are the most important part in this whole equation. And we are very thankful that you're thinking about UT Dallas. Well, all the best with your process, and we look forward to seeing you on campus.